Hi, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the Ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be talking about the new moon in Aries, and this is happening on the 11th or the 12th of April, 2021, depending on where you are in the world. There are a couple different videos that I'm going to link in the description box below for you guys that are related to this video. One of those videos is going to be the video on the Vernal Equinox. This is when Aries season began, and in that video I talked about feeling as though it was the beginning of the initiation of those energies, but that we were really going to see those energies picking up and coalescing and taking form around this new moon. And so I think that video would be really good for anybody who hasn't watched it yet to get an even deeper understanding of these energies that we're working with. I'm also going to link the Venus conjunct Pluto video from the end of January. It was January 28th, I believe, that we had that conjunction of Venus and Pluto, which started a whole new cycle for Venus and Pluto. And we're at another check-in point for that cycle during this new moon, which is why it's relevant and why I wanted to link that for anybody who wanted a better understanding of those energies and the way that those may be working in your life and what those could be bringing into your reality. So those will be down below. I also want to let everyone know that the new moon manifesting ceremony is on as always, and there will be links to that as well in the description box if you want to join that. I do that with a few different people. We do a really powerful theta healing manifesting ritual. We do some downloads, we do some releases. I talk about the astrology. We also have a shaman opening up the directions, and we have some beautiful singing to clear and move the energies. So it's a really fun, really powerful time that we all have together, because these new moons are ideal times for manifesting. We have this new moon happening at 22 degrees of Aries. And during a new moon, the sun and the moon are conjunct. They meet together in the sky. And so this is a beautiful bridging and melding of our conscious and our subconscious, of our masculine and our feminine natures in a form of speaking. The moon we definitely look at as feminine energy. The sun can be looked at as a masculine type energy. It's our consciousness and the more subtle aspects of our consciousness, right? So really all of these aspects and these energies combined together, they're very, very powerful. This is a great time because it's starting a new cycle of the sun and the moon. It's a really great time to set those intentions, and this energy is all about intention. It's all about the new and moving into and stepping into the new as we really kick off not only Aries season, not only the spring season, but a huge cycle of manifesting and abundance and creativity and empowerment. And so we're going to get right into that. We got a lot of energy going on in the sign of Aries right now. We not only have the sun and the moon there, but we also have Venus a few degrees away, still loosely conjunct the sun. And Venus is conjunct Eris, which we know as the female WARRIOR planet, right? And so this is a beautiful, empowering energy of the feminine. And we have been in the week or so leading up to this, the last couple weeks maybe, it's hard for me to keep track, really working through some of those shadow energies, those wounded energies of the feminine. And now she's really able to step into her fullness, to step into her passion, right? And so we are going to be feeling this energy very acutely. We feel Venus really getting that boost from Eris that allows her to shine who she is in the world, especially when it comes to areas where we feel as though those around us are being taken advantage of or disempowered, when it comes to what we're passionate about, what we really care about, what's worth taking a stand for. We're feeling a lot of energy that's bolstering us and allowing us to do that. And a big part of that is this conjunction of Venus and Eris. And these energies all closely linked since they're all within a few degrees of each other. We have the sun, the moon at 22 degrees. We have Eris at 24 degrees, and we have Venus at 26 degrees, all just pumping that beautiful, bold, Aryan energy. We also have Mercury in the sign of Aries. And so our mind state, our communication style, all of these aspects is emboldened by that Aries energy. So there's a lot of fire energy here, a lot of energy that is really pushing us to act in whatever area of our life is requiring that action right now. Where do we need that? What are we trying to create? What are we ready to move into, right? Who are we ready to move into? And so we really get to see and understand that we have a square going on between Venus and Pluto right now. And this is why the Venus conjunct Pluto video is being attached. That was the beginning of this cycle of Venus and Pluto. And it will end when Venus and Pluto are once again conjunct in December this year. So we started out in January. They're finishing their cycle in December. And they have a few check-in points along the way. And so this square is that first check-in point. When Venus moves into opposition with Pluto, which is going to happen in June, we'll have another check-in point, and then another square in September before moving conjunct to complete this cycle. And so this is also a cycle around our empowerment. This is a huge, right? Pluto is a transformer. And so this is a transformation that is occurring in our relationships with our sense of self, with our own sense of empowerment, and our own understanding of who we are, of what we value, what matters to us, right? These are things that Venus represents, as well as finances. This could be a cycle, different stages in a cycle of abundance when it comes to that. But it's also an energy, and you'll see this in the Venus conjunct Pluto video, an energy of calling in more of our light. And so this is a midway point in that cycle, this first midway point that we hit. And this is a point of tension. So we're looking at how far have we come with whatever came up during that first Venus conjunct Pluto energy back at the end of January. What came up then? What progress have we made? Where are we still feeling tension as we're trying to integrate, as we're attempting to make these shifts, right? How has that energy brought us to a new point of consideration? And so that's what we want to look at with this energy. And yes, with this energy, we can feel some of those shadow energies that Pluto brings up when it comes to our sense of self-worth, our sense of who we are and what we value, when it comes to our relationships, when it comes to our finances, our creative expression, right? This is a highly creative cycle, a transformation of that energy. And so just seeing and noticing what's coming up for that as we experience that energy magnified by this new moon. And anywhere where we see where adjustments can be made, we can set intentions for that are going to be strongly amplified by this energy. A really cool thing that we have going on during this new moon is that we actually have the sun and the moon at the midpoint of a trine between Mars and Jupiter. That means that Mars and Jupiter are both sextiling the sun and the moon, and they are trining each other. And so think of this big triangle, and you have the sun and the moon in the middle of this beautiful energy. Mars trine Jupiter is incredibly lucky energy. This is an energy that really magnifies our will. It magnifies our ability to actualize. It magnifies our stamina. Yes, it can magnify our sexuality. There could be a lot of sexual tension and a lot of intense sexual energy around this new moon as well, between the Aries energy, between the Pluto and Venus energies that we have going on. Just a lot of stuff that we got going on is really feeding into that. So we could absolutely be experiencing that with this Mars action. And remember, Mars is the ruler of Aries. So Mars is very important when we're looking at the energy of this new moon. And Mars trining Jupiter, that is just explosive energy, but in the best way. So it's really, our intentions are going to be extremely magnified during this new moon. So we want to make sure that we are really carefully crafting those intentions and we're supporting those with our vibration, right? But there's a lot of potential here to put our plans, to really get moving on the things that we've been realizing and understanding, on the things that we want to do, right? This is very much that get up and get going kind of action. And so where do you want to apply this incredible momentum in your life right now? Where do you want to focus that energy, right? Because there's a lot of really, really beautiful, big, beautiful, bold energy wanting to be focused. Remember, intention is your most powerful tool. What we focus on is what we're giving our attention to, which is where our intention is going. And so we really want to assure ourselves that we are focusing in an area that we want to experience more of, right? That we want to experience change, but we're focusing on the positive change. We're not focusing on the what ifs and the negatives, because if we do that, that's the energy we're manifesting. So we really want to utilize this energy, utilize this beautiful, lucky energy that's really spurring us on and pushing us forward and giving us an incredible sense of optimism, right? We may have some shadow energies coming up with that Venus square Pluto energy, all right? Pluto is also in a 5-degree square with the sun and the moon. 5 degrees, it's not, when it comes to Pluto, because Pluto is such a slow mover, it's not a super powerful energy, although Pluto is the planet of power. So one could argue one way or the other. We're going to be feeling this Plutonian energy a lot. And so the obsessions, the compulsions, the paranoias, all of that stuff could present itself. So we want to just kind of watch out for that. And we don't want to get caught up in the negatives. We want to get caught up in the positives. What do you want? Focus on what you want to create more of, and how you're going to get there. And there's a lot of energy supporting you in meeting those goals, in really being courageous. If you have had plans and goals and desires, but you've lacked the courage or the stamina to complete them, to move forward on them, this new moon is giving you an abundance of that to work with. And so I'm wanting to pull some Archangel Power Tarot to get us started here for the reading. Clear. And that I grabbed these at 10:44 for all of my numbers people, of which I know we have many on here. So I like that. That's really like a 144, right? If we take out the 0 there. So I like that energy to get us started here. What guidance do we have for this new moon in Aries? What's going on here? What are we initiating? What are we bringing in? What are we creating? Let's go with that. Initiating, bringing in, creating with this new moon. All right, so we have the King of Michael coming out. Principled, rational, ambitious, respected. Wisdom and objectivity are important now. Stay in your integrity. A situation that calls for honest and open communication. Okay? And it's definitely that honest communication is facilitated by Mercury and Aries. We just want to be careful that we're tempering that communication so it doesn't come out overbearing. We don't want to be steamrolling over people, but we do want to utilize that ability, that courage that we are gaining from this Aries energy. Right, to communicate the things that do need to be communicated. And so I feel for some people, this energy is going to give you the courage to step up and say things that need to be said, that maybe you've been holding your tongue about, but that you know are really important. It's really important for you to communicate whatever it is that's going on. So some people may be getting the courage to do that right now. Wisdom and objectivity, right? So we're gaining that sense of wisdom, that ability to be objective. And Aries energy isn't necessarily always objective, right? But we've been gaining these qualities. We've been working on fine-tuning these qualities for a while. And so we're being given the option to do that. And we do have this trine going on between Jupiter and Mars, right? And we have Mars in the sign of Gemini and Jupiter in the sign of Aquarius. So we do have that air energy, which is coming in and helping to facilitate that objectivity and that communication. And really Jupiter just lending his positivity to that, right? So I do see this as can be a fortuitous time for people, right? To get that extra push to do that. But it's reminding us, like we said, stay in your integrity. Don't allow yourself to get sort of pulled into any type of heated conversation, right? You want to remain clear and calm and composed if possible. And this is an energy where we've been learning how to not compromise ourselves, right? How to compromise without becoming compromised. And so that energy, I think, is going to be important too. And it's just that energy of, right? What is integrity? We talk about this all the time. Integrity is when your thought, your words, and your deeds mirror your truth, right? When those all match up. And so that's what it means by staying in your integrity. Don't change your truth in order to smooth things over, or this isn't the energy for that. This is an energy for absolute truth. And then we have the Two of Cups coming out, which is the Two of Raphael in this deck. And this is two hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful. Kindred spirits, don't give up on those you love. And for some people, there may be a conversation around love. And with this Venus squaring Pluto energy, it's absolutely likely that there's going to be some relationship stuff coming up. All right. And so this is like honest communication, honest, objective communication. honest, open, objective communication when it comes to love, when it comes to our relationships and our partnerships as well, when it comes to what it is that we're creating. There's people who are involved in creative partnerships, and so there may be communication when it comes to those things as well that's needing to happen. And so it's really looking at what you have in common, instead what brings you together instead of what separates you, is what I'm feeling. It's like really tapping into that unity consciousness. And this is an energy where this can be challenging for relationships of all kinds when we have this Venus square Pluto energy going on, especially with all of this Aries energy as well, right? And so with don't give up on those you love, this is a time that tests relationships. But if you know that this partnership, and this is whatever kind of partnership we're talking about here, and remember, we've been getting increased clarity on these things throughout this year. And so if you know, if the conclusion you've come to is that it is worth fighting for, then fight for it. Okay? Don't give up. This is the energy of like, is it simply a lack of communication or understanding that may have been causing some friction? And where and how can you clear that up? By being open and honest and staying in your integrity, of course. And then we have the King of Raphael, the King of Cups coming out. Warm, generous, honorable, and refined. Yes, it is safe to trust the ability to accomplish many things at once. Follow your creative passions. And so for some people, there are issues of trust that are being worked on right now as well. Whether this is trust of self, trust of another, trust of spirit, right? And all of that links in together. They are not isolated things, right? How we trust one thing is how we trust everything. And so really understand, there may be an understanding of that coming through for people. And this is also with this ability to accomplish many things at once, especially with Mars and Gemini, right? Gemini is a sign that can put a lot of different eggs in a lot of different baskets. It is that energy that sort of plays off of different things and accomplishes. It's kind of like that focused ADD type energy, right? When it's in its highest. And so we may have a lot of different things that we're attempting to juggle, and we may be figuring out and learning how to juggle those things so that we can accomplish. There's just an energy of accomplishment in the air right now. So really taking advantage of that. And the creativity. Creativity is at such a high. So really capitalize that. And any creative pursuits that you begin around this time are extremely blessed. Then we have the Knight of Ariel coming out, which I believe is the Knight of Pentacles. There is so much to accomplish. Make a very detailed plan. Being watched over by someone kind. And so I love that. And I feel like the energy I immediately got when I read that was that someone kind is your guardian angels. And for some people watching this also has to do with a loved one who's passed on, who is watching over you. But it's also your team and your guides and your other angels as well, right? Like you are being so loved and so supported right now. So make that plan. Make that plan. What do you want to accomplish? Don't limit yourself right now. Remember, you are limitless. And really look at what it is that you are striving to accomplish, manifest, create. And make a very detailed list, right? This is a manifesting moon. Make a very detailed list about what you need, what you know you need in order to accomplish this. And don't limit that list by how you think it's going to come to you and whether or not you think you can get the things you need. Just put them on there. Put that out there to your guides, to your angels, to source, right? And put it out there to people in your community too. Let people know what it is that you're needing and wanting, what resources it is that you need, because you never know where those resources are going to come through or come from. And definitely, if you have a lot that you're trying to accomplish and manifest and create right now, join us for the new moon manifesting ceremony. But yeah, I really love that. Like allow yourself to be divinely inspired too as you're putting together this list, right? Yeah, just allow yourself to be divinely inspired. And if you find things on this list that you hadn't even consciously thought of, just trust that that's coming from divine inspiration. I'm getting an image of somebody writing. And all of a sudden, as they're writing their manifesting list, they start writing out things and they don't even realize that they're not even consciously writing them. And they're just like, holy shit. Oh, that would be amazing. I didn't even realize I wanted that. Or, oh, wow. Yeah, that would really be helpful. For what it is that I'm trying to do. Like, I don't know, I'm just seeing that. So like play around with that and let that flow. And then we have perspective coming out. Archangel Chamuel. There's a better way. Pause for reflection and insight. Dare to be different. Right? And so people coming up with new and different solutions, right? There is a way to accomplish what it is that we are setting out to accomplish, and we may not even be fully aware of what that way is that yet. That's why I'm saying be open to, I don't want to say necessarily, adjust that a little bit, divine intervention, but I don't want to not say that either. Just be open to the different ways that the divine is going to come in and orchestrate things for you and show you things that you may not have seen or thought of before. Yeah. And in those moments, like this is for this new moon, like allow yourself that time to reflect, allow yourself that time to dream, allow yourself that time to be inspired, right? There's a lot of big, bold, inspiring energy with this new moon. So allow that and don't box yourself in. Just because you may want to do something and you may think that other people aren't going to understand it, or it's not going to be supported, or it doesn't make sense. The less sense it makes sometimes, the more in alignment it is, as strange as that may seem. So dare to be different. Dare to go about it a different way than you've done things before, than other people have done things before. Just be open. That's be open and be receptive. And then we have the Three of Raphael, which is the Three of Cups. Reasons to celebrate, a community of friends, happy announcements regarding relationships or children. So a lot of beautiful energy going on right now. And as we are moving into this continuation of this Venus-Pluto energy, for some people there may be beautiful. It may not be breakups. Sometimes these are makeups. Sometimes these are other announcements, people taking things to the next level. Like you never know how this energy is going to play out. And so this is like beautiful celebration energy, good news coming in for people, I'm feeling too. A lot of good news, whether this is whatever it is, anything that you've been waiting on, that you've been waiting to hear back on, situations that felt like they weren't moving and weren't going anywhere. All of a sudden there's like momentum and things begin to shift and move, possibly very quickly and dramatically, but in very positive, trajectories. And then we have the 10 of Gabriel. Ask your angels for helpful people to lighten your load, working too many hours, trying too hard to please others. Right? So we're moving out of this energy of people pleasing. Aries is that first sign in the zodiac. It is the initiator energy. It is cardinal fire. Right? Aries is the energy of I am. It is the energy of us defining ourselves in the world, right? And so we don't want to be inconsiderate of the feelings of others, but we also don't want to be in that people-pleasing mode. And when we had that full moon in Libra, we had a lot of these energies. I think it was in Libra, right? We had a lot, I should know, right? But this last full moon, we had a lot of energies going on around that. Dependence versus codependence versus interdependence, and seeing where is it that we're overly sacrificing of ourselves? Where is it that we're sacrificing our morals, our integrity, our values in order to please others? Where we're sacrificing ourselves, where too much of our understanding of ourselves is based on the opinions and the validation of others. We move through a lot of those energies. And so this is a reminder of that, right? And this is also, once again, a reminder to ask for help. Ask for help from your angels. Ask for help from people in your community. Allow help where people want to offer it. There's a lot that's being initiated right now, right? And we can absolutely do all of it, right? Or most of it anyway, but probably not alone. We need some help. We need some assistance, right? So this is like also prioritizing though. It's like, we really get an understanding of what matters to us, what's important, and then we prioritize things. And the things that have become less important, the things that are taking up our energy, this is about also learning how to utilize our energy the most efficiently, right? The law of efficiency. And so anything that is not efficient, anything that is not providing us something positive and beneficial, that is simply a drain on our energy, we're being asked to release and let go of. We're being asked to put those burdens down, or at least to allow other people into our lives who can help us shoulder some of that burden. Okay, and if there is a burdensome situation that you're dealing with right now, I feel like for some people there's going to be news and breakthroughs around that. But there may be people coming to help. There may be aid coming your way, especially if you've been praying to your angels. And then we have divine guidance coming out after that, card number 5, which would be the Hierophant in the traditional tarot. The search for meaning in life, consider an alternative approach. Surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. So a lot of energy here. asking us to connect to our community, to connect to our support system, to our divine support system, and to our support system here on earth, right, in the physical. So really working with those energies. This is those energies of the teachers coming in, the wise teachers, right? Take that wise advice when it's offered to you. And 2 cards here also talking about finding a different approach. And so for some people, if there's a situation that has been stagnant and it's been feeling like you've been beating your head against a brick wall, you're being asked to find a different approach. And the inspiration for that may come in during this new moon. And then like act upon the guidance that you're receiving, right? Whatever that different approach is. If you guys want a personal reading to look into these energies more, please let me know. Because it's a lot of different things for a lot of different people. But there is an alternative approach that is being suggested for someone or someone's watching this video right now. There is a better approach to the situation, and your angels may be helping to bring you some inspiration around that, some assistance around that. They may be working to show you that. And yeah, there's just a lot of divine guidance coming through right now for people. And then we have peace on the bottom of the deck, which would traditionally be the death card. And this is the Archangel Azrael. Release the past, there is a more enriching future coming. Let go and let God. So it's also that energy of surrendering. There's a lot of energy of surrendering our burdens. Really, this is the energy of moving forward, moving into, right? And when we move into, sometimes we also have to move out of. And so what are you needing to move out of so that you can move into what is calling to you now? Where can you find peace around your past, right? That's how we release the past, by finding peace around it, by understanding what it was that we were meant to gain from that experience, integrating that lesson, integrating those virtues, and then releasing that, coming to peace with it and releasing it, surrendering that energy. And so, and if you guys want assistance with this as well, please reach out to me. My email's in the description box below. But in order for this enriching future to come, we have to be able to make peace with our past. And we have to be able to let it go, whatever it is. Things are being asked to let go. We're being asked to let go of things right now. Things that we may have been holding on to for a really long time. And this isn't just as simple as like people and places, right? This is like deeper things within us, right? Resentment, regret, some of these heavier emotions, right? And attachments to situations. Like those emotions are what keep us attached. So we're being asked to let go there. Oh, we got 3 kings out here on the table, you guys. That's pretty intense energy. That is beautiful. So we have the King of Gabriel. Keep your eyes on the big picture. Leave the details to others. Experience that leads to success. Genuine concern for others. And so this is once again that helper energy that I'm feeling coming in. I'm feeling for some people too. There's somebody who's been observing you and watching you and everything that you've gone through and the way that you've stayed committed to your goals. I love how we see like all of the fire in these cards, right? All of the torches here. And they may come to offer you a helping hand because you're inspiring them and they want to be a part of your success. Yeah, and for some people, there are mentors. If somebody's been working to manifest a mentor, I definitely see that energy coming through for you. Yeah. And then once again, it's that energy of leaving the past behind, right? A spiritual quest. I really like that. But this is, and it keeps coming back to integrity too. There's a very strong theme of integrity here that we've been learning, right? And so do what you know is right for you. This is about discernment as well. Us knowing and understanding what is right for us and making that choice that is best for us, right? But also calling in the highest solutions to any dilemma, right? The highest solution for everyone involved. But this really comes down to like us knowing what is right within our heart of hearts and acting upon that. Yeah. And it's like solutions coming through for people that are beneficial for everyone involved. I'm feeling that with that genuine concern for others. If you are very concerned for other people right now, and then I look down and I see solutions, right? There are solutions coming. And your commitment to your integrity, to the truth in your heart, to just the love that you're feeling and expressing in these situations, like that commitment is being recognized, and you are being gifted the resources that you need, the solutions that you need to continue to move. It's like there's been a huge a huge spiritual journey that some people have been undergoing right now that is really coming to a head, coming to a fruition, a culmination. Yeah. And then we have the Eight of Michael. You can be free. Make a courageous choice to change your situation, not seeing things clearly. So a lot of that energy of freedom coming through. And then with the Ace of Michael, all right, which is the Ace of Swords. So this is clarity around something that you were unclear about, right? Clarity that sets you free around a situation. And there is going to be courage required, right? When these solutions come to you, there will be courage required. However, this is the new moon in Aries. So we have an abundance of that at our disposal, right? And so, yeah, setting ourselves free, freeing our minds, which then frees our spirits. Yeah. And once again, this also speaks to communication. So we really want to ensure that we are communicating clearly, openly, honestly, courageously, but also, of course, with compassion and integrity. Yeah. Yeah. And then we have the solutions card, which I think we're going to close with for this deck. And it says, success that comes from objective compromise, self-control and patience, forgiving and healing energy. And so this is a big part of this journey, right? This spiritual quest that some people have been on, that you are now receiving some information or some new direction around, some solutions around, right? It's been a lot about learning patience, learning forgiveness, deep levels of healing that are going on here. It's really learning compromise, right? Learning that delicate art of compromise. Like we said, compromise without allowing ourselves to become compromised. And so, yeah, all of your hard work in that area is really paying off here. And I want to grab a couple of messenger oracles to close. Clear. Guidance for this new moon in Aries. Okay, so we have embrace spirit, calm in the storm, and focus and then act. Okay, so this is gorgeous energy here. So this is really embracing spirit, embracing your higher self, embracing divine will, embracing your connection, right? Your higher consciousness. Spirit, and I notice we've had a lot of birds coming through lately, right? The hawk, the eagle, the condor, all of that energy, right? Which is also about seeing from that higher perspective. And then being that calm in the eye of the storm. We've been talking about this lately too. And this is what the Blue Lunar Storm Year is all about, which is another video in the Portals and Gateways playlist. If you guys want to check that out, the Blue Lunar Storm Year. Powerful energy that we're working with. But this is being the calm in the eye of the storm. And this is one of the things that we have been learning as well, right? How to be centered in the midst of chaos. And when we are calm and centered in the midst of this chaos, we are then able to utilize that energy to our benefit. So really learning how to do that, learning how to continuously connect to spirit, right? Continuing to embrace spirit, continuing to find those ways to not allow ourselves to be absorbed in the chaos, right? When you are caught in a storm, become the storm, right? And you felt the shift in that energy, right? When we become the storm. But we become the storm in a calm and measured way, right? And so this is focus. Whatever inspiration comes through, whatever solutions come through, whatever it is that you have decided that you want, get clear and focused. Set those clear, focused intentions, and then act from that place of inspiration. Act when the moment feels right. Right? But really focus and hone that energy. The law of efficiency, right? Like we were talking about. Really get clear on what it is you want, on what it is that is going to get you there. And then act once you feel inspired to and supported to do so. And then actually I'm going to read focus and act. And then I love focus and act with love and kindness. And so I love how that popped out there, right? Because that's always the way that we do it. But I do want to read the focus and act. And I'm going to hold this up again. This card's so cool. I love this deck. It says, there is something you want or need to make manifest, but to make your dreams a reality, you must focus your will upon that desire and do what needs to be done. There are things that you must do in order to have your hopes realized. Now is not the time for stillness or passivity. Now is the time to focus your will, your thoughts, and emotions, and to get up and take the necessary steps. Okay? And then we're going to read Calm in the Storm too. We're going to read all three of these, actually. We're reading them backwards. There are times when life offers us nothing but chaos and turmoil. Wave upon wave knocks us down, sometimes before we can regain our feet. Be still. Take a moment to breathe. Express your thoughts and feelings, and then do what you can to find a peaceful place of calm within you. If another is in need, offer them safe harbor. Be a port in their storm. And then the Embrace Spirit. You are a spiritual being living a physical life. Embrace spirit in your journey and reaffirm your connection with the divine. Fly to the heavens, but remember to look down and see what the divine exists in the magical natural world beneath you, right? So see the divinity in everything and everyone. Spirit dwells within Spirit dwells within all, in everything you see and know, and everything that you do not see and which is unknown. Both the creative and the destructive, the beautiful and the ugly, are born of the divine, right? So remember that. Remember that. See the divinity in everyone and everything, right? Focus and act with love and kindness from that calm, centered place moving forward. All right, I love you guys so very much. I appreciate you so very, very much. I hope that you have an incredible new moon. Join us for that manifesting ceremony if you would like. As I said, the information is in the description box below. Make sure when you send your $10 donation that you also include your email so that we can get the Zoom link sent out to you. That's the most efficient way to do it. So I'm going to put the payment link. I'm also going to put a link to the Facebook group if you want to join or follow that as well. There are also links down below to donate to my channel if you feel so moved to do so. It is very much appreciated. And also my email, as I said, with a description of the different services I offer. Please reach out to me if you require or desire any assistance. And if you like this video, it definitely helps the channel and helps to get the message out to as many people as possible. Although we trust that all who are meant to find these videos will. I love you. I appreciate you. You guys are so, so beautiful. And I can't wait to see you on the other side of this new moon.